Hello again. This is part 4 of my college football out of 7 college football preview show. I'll be doing 2 shows today, so look forward to one right after this one. But this one is the Big Ten. Now the Big Ten is still going to be called the Big Ten with 12 teams. Nebraska coming up from the Big 12. They broke off into divisions. The legends and the legends and the leaders. The legends and leaders. They will have a Big 12 title game. Big 10 title game because keep mixed up. But with the addition of Nebraska, also Russell Wilson, quarterback that you may remember of NC State, quit football because of baseball, got drafted by the Colorado Rockies, and now he's going to go play for the Wisconsin Badgers, which I think will make him a legitimate title threat. So I'm going to start here with the Legends division, and I'm going to start with the number 6, the Minnesota Golden Gophers. They've fallen off the past couple of years. They made a couple bowl games, I think 2008 and 09, and in the past 2 years, last time they made it was '08. And since then they've just fallen off. And last year was just horrid at a 3-9 record. Um, they can't get much worse for them. I mean, they lost their coach. I'm gonna say 3-9 again this year. They don't look very much on the upside. Um, it'll take time to rebuild there in Minnesota. It may take a good long while too. It may take a very, very good while. Fifth, the Northwestern Wildcats. I think that the Wildcats are going to be on the way up again. I think 7-5 for the Wildcats next year because they do have they have a very good quarterback, and Pat Fitzgerald is just a great coach. Pat Fitzgerald, good coach. Dan Perza, great quarterback. And I think he's a great quarterback. A 7-5 season for them is legitimate, but a 6-6 is also legitimate with their schedule, and also 8-4 is legitimate if they play well. So Northwestern 7-5, 8-4 possibility. At number 4, this is going to shock a little of you, but I'm going to go with the Michigan State Spartans. Kirk Cousins back. I think it's Mark D'Antoni. I'm sure. Mark D'Antonio. Um, Very good season for them last year. Then they get trounced in the Capital One Bowl by Alabama 49-7, which was unannounced. Really, Alabama came out firing. Um, but I just think it'll be a drop off. Many people, because they think I have Cousins and Baker and Bell back, that they'll be okay. I'm gonna say 8-4 this year for Michigan State. I don't think they'll take a big drop off from that 11-1 season. The only loss coming to Iowa, who I picked to finish third. Now Kirk Ferentz is gone, but I do think another 8-4, 9-3 season is in the works for them because they got a good work in there. They can still get good work, and I think they can just get better. Daryl Johnson Koulianos, and he's done. Kirk Ferentz is coach. My bad. Kirk Ferentz coming back for another good season. Ricky Stanley is gone. But I think that another 9-3 season for Iowa is good. I think they're always a solid football club, and I think that's going to continue this year. Second, I'm going to go with the Michigan Wolverines. Denard Robinson, I think he's going to right the ship that he's going to right the ship that Rich Rodriguez could. I think Denard Robinson is a dark horse Heisman candidate. They do have I think, a very, very good wide receiver in I know. I'm sorry. Roy Roundtree. I think Roundtree is going to be very good. He had a school record for receptions last year in a game against Illinois triple. That was a triple overtime field. But I'm going to pick Michigan to finish second with a 10-2 record. That leads me to my pick to win the Legends division. That's going to be the Nebraska Cornhuskers. Taylor Martinez, Bo Pelini. First year, many people think it's going to be a tough year because they're going to have to adjust. I don't think it's going to take very much time. I just think they're going to be a lot better than a lot of those teams, and I think they're going to go 11-1 next season and win that division in their first year in the Big Ten, which could surprise a lot of people. Pelini is one hell of a coach. I'm picking him as my Big Ten Coach of the Year next year, by the way. I just think it's going to be a favorable schedule. They will have to play a couple tough games. But other than that, it should be a pretty good year for Nebraska and Bo Pelini if they'll pick up one half of the Big Ten title game. Now moving on to the Leaders Division. Looking at that, just going through here, starting with the Indiana Hoosiers, and I'm going to say a 4-8 year for them next year. They lost a couple starters on the offensive side of the ball, which could really help. They almost upset Iowa last year. A drop ball in the end zone could have cost them a bowl game, really. But another 4-8 season, I don't think it's very much room for improvement there. Indiana's just not a very solid football club. I mean, they made a bowl game a couple years ago after their coach died, but that's that's the only bowl game they made in a very good while. But I mean, they still can go 5-7, possibly 6-6, but I don't see it. Moving on. I'm gonna go with that number 4. I'm gonna go with the Purdue Boilermakers. I'm gonna go 5-7 for them. They're getting there. They've been slightly improving over the past couple years. I mean, they've been in rebuilding mode, but I do think Purdue is on the uprise. They're getting better, better and better. I think next season will be the year that they can finally just break through and make a bowl game for the first time in a while. But this year, I say 5-7. They could easily go 6-6. I mean, the schedule's somewhat favorable, but I mean, I just don't see it this year. I'm going to pick Purdue to finish 5th. Now moving on, 4th. This is going to surprise a lot of people. I'm picking Joe Paterno and the Penn State Nittany Lions to finish 4th. I don't think they got a home game against Alabama, which could really define their season, but I do think they'll get beat in that game. Matt McGloin, I don't think he's really proven himself yet, and it's going to be interesting to see how they do with Joe Pa still there. Maybe it could be Joe Pa's final year. Fingers crossed. I mean, I like Joe Pa, but I mean, there's got to be a stopping point. Urban Meyer realized that. He's about 30 years younger than you, Joe Pa, so yeah. Moving on to 3rd place, I'm going to go with the Ohio State Buckeyes. Penn State. I also picked Penn State to finish 7th. Ohio State losing Terrell Pryor, losing the best guy in Jim Tressel. It's going to be, I think, a very tough year. They got a very tough schedule. They got to go at Michigan this year. They got to go at Miami. I'm going to say 9. I'm going to say no, excuse me, 8-4. I think people think they're still going to be okay, but Pryor was he was going to be a Heisman candidate for me, and now he's just stupid allegations and stuff. And a lot of other good players are spending for the first 5 minutes of the season. So I think it's going to be a tough year for Ohio State football. I think they'll still make a bowl game. There's going to be a huge drop off from the success of the past 10 seasons with Dressel at the helm, national championship, a couple of national championship berths, and then just a fall off from where they were 2nd in that division. May surprise you, it's going to be the Illinois Fighting Illini. I think Shieldhouse, Ron Zook. This is going to be the year he defines himself again. 10-2. I'm thinking of 10-2 to finish 2nd in the division. Zook is my dark horse candidate behind Polini to win Coach of the Year, but Shieldhouse is my Nathan Shieldhouse is my Big Ten Player of the Year. I think he's going to have an outstanding year, even though they lost Mikel Shore to the draft. I still think they're going to be explosive on offense. Just the defense that needs working. I think they can work that out right before the season starts and everything. And that's my pick to win the Leaders Division is the Wisconsin Badgers, now with newly acquired Russell Wilson. I think Russell Wilson is a hell of a quarterback. He could easily win Big Ten Player of the Year, and I just think Wisconsin versus Nebraska, I think it would be a very good game. And I'm picking that game. I think Wisconsin will win that game and win the Big Ten because, like I said, new to the experience, I think Nebraska could struggle against teams like Wisconsin. I mean, I think they play each other during the regular season, so it'll be interesting to see. But there's going to be some teams in there that'll be on the uprise, surprising. I think there's a couple teams that'll be down. But my Big Ten champion is going to be the Wisconsin Badgers. Dark horse national championship runner, maybe. I don't know, but that's it for the Big Ten. I'll have my Big 12 preview momentarily after this. But that's all for right now. Leave your comments below. Subscribe to my channel. Follow me on Twitter, KyleLance11, if you want anything else. But that's it for now. Look for my Big 12 preview later in the day, and I'll see you later.